Welcome back to some Talos Principle 2. I'm dear darling, and why are we here? What truth awaits us? Why don't we answer more of these questions together? Where we're in the COVID arc, where this is one of the Talos Principle episodes which I am recording while I am ill. Not like in an intentional sense where I was just like, I had to do this because I was ill, but you know, I don't have a backlog of Talos Principle episodes. It's also the first one I've recorded after the holiday. So I don't even remember what we're doing. Did we solve this level? Preliminary. No, we haven't solved this level yet. Okay. I don't think so. At least I don't recognize it, and the sign outside is lit up still. Whoa, birds. Oh yeah, this is a mechanic rotations. Okay, hold on. Let's see what we got going on. Alternative entrance. Okay. Double lasers is interesting to start us off. Well, that's the only way we can get in. So what's our ultimate goal? This seems not too easy. Okay, I see. I was going to be like, this is too easy. I just rotate to the right and it will open up. But no, this is only open because that is here. So the ultimate goal is to have one of these two sides facing this. I don't know which one yet. Was there a thing on this side as well for this blue gate, or is it just a... No, there's not. So the blue gate has to be open from the inside. That's interesting. But to have this be open such that we can walk into it. So whether we want this, the red gate here and the blue one, no, there's no way we want the red gate here, right? It has to be the blue one over here. Because if we have the red gate here, that means the red thing is on the outside there, and that's not openable. If it was openable, we'd already be there. So we basically need this to rotate 180 degrees, and that'd be on that side. Okay, I see. Do I see? This seems to me like we could very easily lock ourselves in here. So let's not do that. Let's put this here preliminarily as a precaution. I'm pretty sure if we rotate this counterclockwise, which we want to do, stare down at the ground because we don't want to induce motion sickness. If we didn't do this, we would have been trapped in there, right? But now we're okay. So what does that mean for us now? Probably what it means is we want this open, like this. And we want to be able to rotate one more time. Don't we? But this allows us to get this over to this side, which is good because we need to have this done like this. And I guess here? Then we'll rotate... The gates will be here and here, which is not fine because how's that going to work with a blue one? I guess we need it over here. The blue one is on the right. Yes. Okay. So we need actually you not to be there. We need you to be. We want you to be... Is there any other way to keep this open as a problem? Because I could do this and run in, but that doesn't seem like it's in the spirit of the solution. You might be like, what are you trying to do? Basically, I'm trying to put the blue one here to prep it so that when we rotate this thing counterclockwise and the blue one ends up here, it will open up the gate. Because we'll have this window here which it can reach through. So this one, we only need one thing to have a blue one open, and it's going to be like that, probably. The thing is, we need to keep this red one open so we can actually walk in, while also having this red one here, keeping the gate open. Now, I'm just gonna posit that we can do this. I'm not sure if we can. I'm just trying to think. Because we're going to rotate it. The blue will be open, but the red will not be. So we'll not be able to get out. If we do that. I also just realised we wouldn't be trapped in because we could just rotate the platform back the other way if it doesn't work out. I'm kind of feeling this placement actually matters quite a lot where we choose to put this. It's going to be rotated here. We need to basically put this as far forward as possible. It's okay that that does that. In fact, I think I want it to not even have a laser there in the first place. I need this to be as strong an angle as possible. Ah, that's interesting. We do need a red laser because we need you to cut this off early. No, but isn't that going to raise a problem? Actually, I think it won't, geometrically. I'm a bit worried about this might cross over when we actually choose to spin this round, but I think a blue laser will be aiming here, and the red laser will be aiming here, so there's no risk of crossing over. And then what's going to happen is it's going to rotate. This one is going to hopefully hit that red laser there. I hope it... It looks like it should be able to see it there. If it doesn't, then so be it, but let's just hope this works. It sounded like it did. Lovely. It just went exactly according to plan. Which is good. So despite COVID taking my voice, COVID cannot take away my brain. Not yet, at least. So it seems like it was the last level we had to do, presumably. We have a question mark over here, which I don't know what that pertains to. Oh, it's an audio log. Not going to be the easiest one with a sore throat, but we're doing it anyway. Oh, it's Lithroseer. Never mind. Not a particularly hidden Lithroseer one as well, actually. Normally they're more out of the way, aren't they?
There is a kind of peace here in the desert. A perfect silence.
Isn't that also
This is a dead
a puzzle we had to do, or did we already do it?
Dead than almost anywhere else on Earth. If the ground could have a personality, it would be malevolent. But as I said before,
did it.
all this
I don't
in some
remember.
sense does not exist.
I think
at
we
all.
might have already did
Does
it.
not hate us. It is simply the opposite of everything that life requires.
So I kind of missed
When
what
you
you were
sit
talking about,
in the
Lithroseer,
dunes
whatever
and
you
you
started
hear
talking about.
Only the wind.
Desert, maybe?
Nothing else at all. And all the complexities of civilization fade away.
How do we get up?
You truly understand that spiritual peace is a great evil.
Wow.
A kind of shallow banality that we must always strive against. It
Those
is
some
spiritual
strong words, to be honest.
excitement and enthusiasm which sustain our humanity.
Okay, but then I guess that's kind of
Peace
saying
is
that
a vile and cowardly surrender to oblivion.
sustaining our humanity is the only purpose of life, which is an interesting point I suppose to go on, because it's, you know, you can bring up sort of things being like, oh, well, is a point of life of just existence? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying I necessarily agree or disagree with you. I'm just saying those are some fighting words, you know? It's pretty bold just to be like, being at peace is a spiritual surrender. These frogs slash toads are huge. That's a massive. Right, here's the elevator. I think now we need to do Tetronomo puzzles, right? I don't know. Where's the Sphinx? Presumably over here. And the fact it's flashing makes me feel like I've already done the puzzle. Because I remember doing part of it up. And then I remember jumping down into the abyss. And then dying. So I assume this is ready for us to collect. I just realised I can't see OBS properly because I cannot see my mixer. Hold on. Let me just adjust that slightly. Bada bing and bada boom. Done. Collect it. Done. Lovely.
When the heavens are silent, what is a prophet and what is a tyrant?
I'm not sure if a tyrant is necessarily defined by the heavens. So that's a very interesting question you're asking there, Sphinx. When the heavens are silent, what is a prophet? That's an interesting question, I suppose. I suppose almost by definition there can't be one, right? Well, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, weird on the side, okay. I mean, this feels like it's going to be the most useful one. There's no way. Oh. I don't think it is that one then. I'm looking at the pieces, I'm like, I don't think those shapes could fit. Maybe it's this one. And we just start really far out, maybe? There's actually a right solution to this. And it's not whatever we've done. I say we, whatever I've done. I'm not going to say you've had much in the hand of whatever strange solution I'm trying to come up with here. I'm not even really thinking about what I'm doing, to be honest. It's the first time I guess I've had to actually think about what I want to accomplish. Do we think it's something like this? Because often trial and error honestly just works pretty well a lot of the time. There's no way that's right. Huh. So we're off by... Let's move back one and off one. Maybe it is this one? Yeah, there we go. Okay, just trial and improvement, really. I could try and think about how we actually should solve it. But why would I do that if I can just do this instead? I just, you know, be like, I'm going to send it. And we'll just sort of see what happens. This is a weird shaped one. I didn't even notice. This one's so strangely shaped. What is this shape? I know it's an L piece, but still. It's like it's going back on itself. I guess it kind of is going back on itself. We must start with something that goes sideways then, if we're going to go back on ourselves like that. There's no way. No, okay. Well, what about loss of generality? If this is a correct first move, it's not going to be any different the other way around. There's no way that's going to work. We've already done this, so I don't think this is the first move. There's only so many combinations you can really put down, to be honest. Maybe start off with this. And then we twist around. Go back on ourselves. Ooh, okay. So who are we going to meet this time? I don't know, but let's jump into the fire. And see if we remain unscathed through philosophical combat. Sphinx, hello.
Prometheus was bound for many years, his torment seemingly eternal, until one day, Zeus commanded his son, the great hero Heracles, to free the Titan from the rock.
Is that how the story goes? I don't remember. Zeus knew that his son needed Prometheus' help, because he recognized that he had been wrong, because no one's punishment should be eternal. Interesting. I'm trying to think of what counterpoints you'd bring up immediately. If I say Zeus knew his son needed Prometheus' help, then you'd be like, oh, so Prometheus was right to have eternal suffering, only when he had used to bring someone else that it would have been okay to release him. He recognized that he had been wrong. Was Prometheus wrong? I can't remember what Prometheus' sin is. To give fire to the people, right? Because no one's punishment should be eternal. Now, here's a question. Are you asking literally what Zeus says, or are you trying to ask in an abstract way what I think of this specific, like, moral implication, rather than what I think Zeus's motivation was? Do I think no one's punishment should be eternal? Eternity's a long time. Like, I think it's very easy to sit here and be like, yes, there are sins, which I'd be like, value eternal punishment. But even still, eternity is literally forever. Like, it's so long, it's hard to sort of wrap your head around, you know? I'm not even sure if I'd be comfortable subjecting someone to an eternal life of punishment unless they also had an eternal sin as well, you know? That feels like unnecessarily cruel, I suppose. This sort of concept of keeping someone alive just to eternally torture them. Oh well, this seems it's going to be contentious. What are you going to say about that?
If the consequences of a crime are eternal, should the punishment not be of equal length?
What's Prometheus?
Without end, creature of clay, and misery without relief.
I'm a creature of clay. I don't have an eternal life.
Be forgiven. A time of dreams is at hand. To save your friend, you must do as Heracles did.
We must free him. Oh, okay. So Byron's meant to be Prometheus? I'm not sure how that analogy of Byron as Prometheus really works. He's not really... Has he given stuff to the people from his sacrifice? Or is it... Or is his, like, leadership that he's been given from this mission in the first place? And now is being punishment?
Alright, everyone. Assemble at the VTOL as soon as possible.
VTOL.
Keep an eye on the energy readings, please.
Interesting. I don't know. Do I think... I mean, the Sphinx countered with exactly what I said. You know, would an eternal crime deserve an eternal punishment? I guess it would, but on the other hand, I think this is hard for me to draw a conclusion for, being someone who is not eternal and is not a human being with infinite life. It's kind of hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to subject someone to that fate. You know? Like, hold on, like, well, we should round this episode up here, but, like, most heinous crimes in the world, do they deserve an eternal punishment? I don't know. Again, it's sort of like, my instinct is like, yes. You know, there are some crimes so heinous that eternal punishment is warranted. But at the same time, when I sit down and think about it more, eternal punishment is really, really messed up. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to be like, oh, whatever, this theoretical crime, yeah, I'm sure you pictured one, I don't need to, like, fill one in for you, is not a bad crime or anything, but eternal punishment is really messed up as a punishment for it, you know? But I guess you could also argue, I mean, a lot of things, like, eternal punishments, you know? And death itself is an eternal punishment, is it not? It's the eternal cessation of life. Damn, it's getting, like, way too... I don't even know. But real matter, does an eternal crime warrant an eternal punishment? I guess it would. Although I think, like, I'd have to be like an immortal being for me to really make a judgment pass on that. Like, the point of a punishment, I suppose, is... Well, I don't know. I was going to say it's a point of punishment to punish, but, like, maybe it should be better to be rethought as rehabilitation and redemption. No, or seeking repentance. Maybe the point of punishment shouldn't be just to punish, right? That sort of, like, flies in the face of any change whatsoever, right? That makes it, well, in theory, a deterrent, but actually, you know, a subjugation of power and something. Wow, it's getting, like, crazy. Anyway, that's kind of what Talos principle is all about. I'm not sure. Even with an eternal crime, I still feel hesitant to be like eternal punishment as a thing, but maybe that's just like my mortal view blinding myself. Anyway, let's wrap this episode up here. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Talos Principle 2. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.